Rebel fans, their spring season might have got cut short, but we're getting a chance finally to sit down, if you will, and chat with new assistant volleyball coach Maggie Scott. Maggie, first of all, how are you doing? I know that times are wild right now, but how have you been adjusting to Oxford?
Yeah, so far I've loved Oxford. Obviously it was a bummer. I've heard really good things about baseball season and the campus is beautiful in the spring. So I was bummed I didn't get to experience it at its full capacity. But I'm settled in, I'm ready to go. And thankfully I'm back in the office. So things are starting to get back to normal.
Maggie was a two-time captain with the Oregon Ducks, had more than 3,000 assists, so she'll be working with the setters here in Oxford. It's kind of like, in layman's term, the quarterback of an offense on a volleyball team. What are those kinds of qualities that you look for when it comes to being a good setter?
Yeah, obviously it's totally, I mean, you get the most control, I think, out of the game, which is one of the things I loved about it. But you have to be savvy in that position. You have to have a high IQ. You're going to be watching a lot of film, and you definitely have to know your opponent and you have to know your teammates. Everything runs through you. So you have to have good leadership qualities. You have to be able to communicate well with your teammates. And all those things are really important as especially once we get into SEC play and we're playing some really tough opponents. We're looking to speed up our offense a lot, and that's what we were working on this spring before all this happened. But we're returning Lauren Bars, and we picked up a transfer from Clemson, Gabby, and we also added a late incoming freshman, Callaway. So we have 3 really good setters that are going to be in the program, and I've gotten to be with them on Zoom. Definitely not the same as having them in the gym, but they're 3 really good kids, and I'm just really excited that I get to work with them.
So you did get to work with Lauren a little bit. Rebel fans are familiar with Lauren, and now it's her senior year. How has your relationship been progressing with Lauren, and how important is your relationship with these setters?
Yeah, relationships are huge. For me as a coach, I think that's one of the things I'm best at is building relationships. And obviously I'm pretty young, so I relate to them really well. And Lauren is one of the easiest people to get along with. She never stops smiling. She's super eager to learn and very coachable. She constantly is asking me for feedback, like how can I get better? So we've been able to build a relationship pretty quickly, and we got to talk a lot about just random stuff over Zoom calls, and it would take us at least 10 to 15 minutes before we even started talking volleyball. So she's been such a blessing, and I'm really lucky to get to coach her, and I'm excited for fall to actually have her back in the gym, and she's back in Oxford now, so that's exciting. We still have to do virtual film, but it's good at least that she's back on campus.
Well, on the same lines as chemistry, this is something I've found interesting. You've got a twin sister named Jackie.
Yep.
She was also a Division I volleyball player, right? She's also a Division I coach. How does this happen? How does, of all the possibilities and outcomes, how does that happen?
It's pretty wild, and it's funny because we always tell people we're so different. Our personalities are so different. We are, I mean, when you say identical, we definitely look alike. We'll be out recruiting at a tournament, and people will be like, I didn't know you were with Villanova now, or vice versa. But it is pretty wild that both of us ended up in the same profession, in the same role. It's nice. Over quarantine, we actually both went back to my parents' house for a while. And it was nice to kind of have like a normal office setting, and we could bounce ideas off of each other and talk volleyball all we wanted. But it is pretty wild that we both ended up doing the same thing. We've always had a love for volleyball, obviously. Didn't know it would take us this far and that we would be doing this down the road, but it's pretty awesome.
You both couldn't be setters, though. I mean, that's not how it works.
No,
Unless you run a two-setter system, you can't both be setters. I've also found it interesting that you went overseas. You spent a year in England, earning your master's and playing over there. What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, for me, when I was leaving college, I was really back and forth about what I wanted my next step to be, if I wanted to go play pro or if I wanted to go straight and start looking for a job. that was kind of my in-between. It was a great experience. I got to travel a bunch. I got to meet a lot of really cool people, and obviously getting my master's was big. After that, I was like, oh, I could do this. I could go play pro for a little bit. And for those fans that don't know, pretty much professional volleyball is only overseas. Like, we don't have a league here, so that's the only place you can go do it. Most US players go to Europe. So I was like, I have a bunch of friends playing over here. It'll be super fun. And then a job opened up in Philadelphia, which is my sister's at Villanova. And she was like, just apply for it. It'll be perfect. Like, you can go straight into coaching. It'll be great. And sure enough, I think there was just a plan there for me to get into coaching right away and move to Philadelphia and get to be in the same city as my sister, both of us coaching. So it kind of worked out that way. I realized that was a total tangent off of that question, but in summary, it was a great experience, and something that I still am in contact with a lot of those people that I played with, and the amount of growth that you can have when you're living in a different country as far from home as you can be is pretty amazing. So I was really, really blessed to have that opportunity.
After Philadelphia, you're now down in the SEC. Things
Yeah.
ramping up in the right direction here. What are you most excited about with regards to getting back to work with your bunch?
Oh, I mean, for us, I think, especially at this program at Ole Miss, we see so much opportunity for growth. Bo and Kayla have both kind of deemed this place as the gold mine, that there's so many opportunities for us to progress. And like you said, Seth, the SEC has shown so much growth and just national recognition the past couple years. So to be able to compete day in and day out in one of the best volleyball conferences in the country is a huge privilege. It's what I had playing in the Pac-12. It's what Kayla had in the Big Ten. So our coaching staff is not new to that, and we're ready for the challenge.
Well, we're excited to see what you guys are able to build here in Oxford this season. We'll hopefully be here in no time. It's been really, really, really nice chatting with you, Maggie. And again, we're really excited for the first match of the year.
Thanks, Seth. It's been awesome. We're excited to be here. Thanks for your time.